You used to work in the corporate world and now you're doing calligraphy full-time.
Yes.
Something very different. Were you always into the arts and crafting and creating?
Well, I've always been attracted to the field of arts, but this is still something very new to me since this is not what I studied. But it was always an attractive thing because I think calligraphy really infuses so much emotion into the flow of letters. So it's something that interested me.
Okay, I see that, there's really a movement towards everything handmade, handcrafted, artisanal. Why do you think that is?
I think as the world becomes more and more digital, and as with technology we can just print everything, the value of something handmade or something beautifully handwritten becomes even more valuable. So the value even appreciates as the world becomes more digital.
That is true. Now, when you were working in the corporate world and you were deciding to do calligraphy full-time, what was the tipping point? What was the final thing that made you say, okay, I can dive into this, leave my corporate, regular paying job to be a calligrapher?
Well, it was really a big decision for me, and the main concern was whether this could actually support me financially. And back then, I really didn't have an idea of how the business potential yet. But I really felt that I didn't have a choice because there was something that I'd rather do instead. So if it was a mistake, then it's one that I had to make. And in my mind, I was thinking that I was still young. I could still go back if ever. And so I had a timeline in mind, and I was prepared to bleed for a few months. And with a lot of prayer and support of my loved ones, here I am, and I haven't looked back.
Okay. How did you start getting clients at the very beginning when you were just starting?
Well, calligraphy is very specific, but being able to focus on one thing allows me to be known for something. And at the start, calligraphy is very romantic, looks very romantic, so I started with wedding clients. I work closely with wedding coordinators like Chinky Uy Agregado, and she actually gave me my first full invitation suite project, which was for the wedding of Drew and Iya.
Oh, okay, we have that right down here, right? Okay.
Yeah. So from there, I've had a steady stream of different projects, including other celebrity couples like Yael and Kirill and Miriam Kembao and R.D. Roberto. So, and from there, it also branched out to other types of events and projects.
Right. I'm sure it helps to get that nice one big celebrity client, right? Because kind of everything follows from there. Did you feel a lot of pressure when you landed that account?
Of course. It was my first full suite. So it took a lot of second guessing myself and a lot of drafts, but she was really happy with it. So yeah,
that's good. That's good. You want the bride to be happy.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Okay, so you have weddings, you do the invitations. Do you do parties? Do you do personal stationery? How else can you use your calligraphy?
Okay, so what I do is wedding invitations, designing for wedding invites, monograms. I do wooden planks. Sometimes I also do wall murals with brush calligraphy, and I also do on-the-spot calligraphy for events. I've written on the spot for guests in Louis Vuitton, in Shuamura, and in Sofitel Manila.
Oh, okay. So it's sort of like you're an added party attraction.
Yeah, I write for their souvenirs and so on.
Okay, what do you write? Do you write their names? Do you write like sayings and inspirational quotes?
Depends on what the project is. Mostly, they give me something to write on. Let's say notebooks or bookmarks. Or they also give me cards. I can make a personal note, like a Christmas note or a Valentine's note for the guest.
Right. Okay. Now, as you mentioned, calligraphy really is an art. There's so much emotion and I guess the essence of your person into what you do. But how do you actually improve your craft? How did you learn it and hone it?
Well, I'm a self-taught calligrapher. That's why, and mostly I do freehand calligraphy. So if you notice my works, it's very raw, organic, and it's really more of a scribble than the careful and studied art of calligraphy. So what I really do is to get inspiration online, look at the new trends, and from there I just practice and create something of my own.
Right. Okay, so you're going to demo for us now.
Yes.
Okay, and you're using, we'll just show everybody. These are what you use for calligraphy.
Yes.
Right? These are like, what do they call the copper plate?
This is rose nib.
Oh, okay.
So it's a flexible nib, and this is just a simple wooden straight pen holder.
Okay, and you literally have to dip this in ink,
Yes.
like in the old days. Why can't you just? Why is it better than getting those cartridges that you can just like stick in and then you don't have to keep dipping?
There are flexible fountain pens, but in terms of you can use them, but it's in terms of how the output it looks like. This is still more flexible and versatile in terms of what it can make.
Okay, literally flexible because the nib separates, right?
Yes.
And that's how you get the varied thickness
Yes.
in the.
So with this, we can do a variation of thin and thick lines. So
Okay.
you can dip yours in
Okay,
this.
I can dip it in here.
And if you just lightly graze the paper, you can make a thin line.
Okay, how do I know if I have enough ink on here? Do I need to dip
Yeah,
some more?
Dip some more.
Okay, give it a stir.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay. So if it has to be at like a 45-degree angle,
Yes.
right? Oh, thin and thick lines. Oh, I
Yeah.
like it.
So that's why when we're writing with a ball pen, it doesn't come out like this because it's limited to
Yeah.
the ballpoint.
Oh, it is flexible. Wow, this is
Yeah.
kind of therapeutic. I like it. Could you write shop doc?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Okay, it's not working again.
Yeah, just a bit of practice. It's really muscle memory.
okay.
So after
Yeah, that's
a while,
another thing. It's like you need to exercise, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you
And then
do
it-
exercises for your hand, literally?
I have massages.
Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is this getting better, my loops? Oops. And is it very expensive to have these nibs
Well, it's
and the ink and everything else? Is it a big
it's
investment?
not such a it's not like an expensive hobby, but in terms of the availability here, it's still a bit limited. But there are local suppliers and online sellers of these tools.
That is really nice. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alexis, great to have you on. Okay, so now on to a different kind of art. And as I mentioned earlier, we do have tattoos on the show. And we have with us tattoo artist Joanna Little of Sushi Doll Tattoo and Nail Spa. Hi, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, and like Alexis, you didn't start your working life doing what you're doing now. What were you doing before you were a tattoo artist?
Before I ventured into tattooing, I worked for a BPO company. And since most of the accounts they have were night shift, and I often got sick because of the work schedule. That's why I ventured into this business.
Okay, but you were always interested in art and drawing and tattoos.
Yes, since I was a kid, I like to paint and draw pictures. And fortunately, my art teachers encouraged me since I got high grades when it comes to art lessons. And
How did you eventually come to form your own tattoo parlor, which is also like a salon and nail spa?
what really started my passion in tattooing is when I first got my tattoo. And I got it from a scalper, which is a person who does tattoos unprofessionally or does it in a home without proper training. I was very unhappy with how it turned out, and I felt like I wasted a part of my skin for something permanent. It gave me the urge to try and pursue my passion art.
And since you kind of had that inbuilt artistic talent already, I understand that part of what you study is like the safety and the sanitation, which is
yes.
so important.
Part of my apprenticeship is actually attending seminars and trainings, tattoo trainings during tattoo conventions. Most trainings are given by local and international tattoo artists, so it really helped me a lot in improving my skills.
All the tattoos that you do, completely your design, or can your clients come up to you and say, okay, Joanna, I kind of want this, could you do this?
A lot of my clients actually have already a design in mind, or they already have a printed design. Then I would view their designs. If I think I could make an improvement on it or I could enhance it, I do the custom designs for them for free.
All right, okay, so we're gonna have a live demo
Okay.
of you engaging in your tattoo artistry,
Okay.
right? Which is something that you actually already started.
Yes, I already started on this, and he wanted to get this design.
Okay.
And he got it off the internet, and it's a drawing, so I had to transfer the drawing.
So let's go. And
Okay,
if our
so-
model yelps, then we'll know if it's really painful or not.
Hopefully he doesn't faint.
So how does it feel? It's not your first tattoo, but Is it like an ant bite? Is it like a rubber band snapping on you?
It has to be a very small rubber band, but it's like whenever you go to the doctor and they kind of poke you with a needle quickly.
Okay.
When you're doing a tattoo, you shouldn't go deeper than 2 millimeters because it's like if you go deeper, it will cause trauma to the skin and might cause the skin to have a wound and it won't heal properly.
The apparatus you're using, I mean, is there basically just one kind?
This one is a coil tattoo machine.
So who are your clients, Joanna? Who would you say? I'm sure you get all kinds of people coming in and asking for tattoos, right?
Most of my clients are working from the BPO industry, and some of them are in bands, you know, the people who, you know, who likes bands as well.
And how much does it cost these days to get a tattoo?
We charge 1,000 as our minimum charge or our starting charge, and that's for a 2x2 black and gray tattoo. And for colored tattoos, it's 1,500 to 2,000. That depends on the details of the design.
Right. So on average, how long would it take you to finish a 2x2 tattoo?
It's just a simple design like a calligraphy design. For that size, it would be 30 minutes.
Okay.
But for something this, it's small, but it has like
a lot of detail,
yes. Probably an hour.
An hour. So that's not so bad, right? Okay. And is that the finished product just about?
Yes.
So guys, thank you so much for sharing your artistry with us here.